Hello. Many of you may remember the psychology experiment, which I was told about at the psychology course I went on at York University, the University of York, and on a MOOC course actually with an American university. Um, the psychology experiment, which entails a people a group of people being focused on a task by academic staff, but having the experience of someone try to disrupt the class by walking in as a gorilla. Now, I do believe that that experiment may have been a genuine experiment. Now, it is normally supposed that actually there is something wrong with the students who react to the advent of the gorilla. Maybe they're ADHD for noticing. Maybe they're not autistic enough to get on with their essays or the task with which they've been set. Is climate change such a thing? I have been meaning to get on with knitting actually over the past few days, but felt as though I had to keep tuned with my friends online on Facebook and in the news, partly because the grass really has been looking so very parched. It's better at the moment, but we were looking like we were living in Greece or something, not the UK anymore. Now, would it have been a failure to carry on with my knitting, or was it a failure to interact? But I've just made a big assertion actually, which I do semi-believe, that a lot of the journal databases at universities signalling a network of millions actually of academics busy writing papers at elite. They must have been fairly elite universities, because for people generally in other countries to be able to afford to be academics must be somewhat challenging. Surely it's difficult enough in this country now, it would seem, to be able to afford to be an academic. Has someone pressed automatic paper, automatic computerized go ahead for a paper on a subject such as schizophrenia? I mean, you could get away with loads of them, couldn't you? Things that you think are safe subjects. In order to keep your position, or both the concept that there is a network of academics, and to keep your position as an academic, being expected not just to produce papers and produce books all the time, but also to teach extensively. Now, academics have been the ones who've been advocating ChatGPT or whatever it is nowadays, also, according to the Independent newspaper. Why would that be? It seems extraordinary, doesn't it? But I do believe that many of the papers that I did read, actually, it took me ages to read half of those psychology papers. absolute weeks to read them, only to include them as a 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever in the notes section, which had to look extensive enough to be able to seem as rigorous as it ought to be. But I wasn't as suspicious as I am now, certainly, that a lot of those database journals were in fact computer generated almost completely.